Welcome to our home. This is the pre-house. Back here is our bedroom. This is where we sleep. This is where we talk at night. We spend most of our time, cuddle with our dog. This is where we sleep every night. Normally we would have our sleeping pads here, but for demonstration purposes, they're not here. But this is our platform that our sleeping pads sit on. Made it ourselves. I did most of the work. Down here is one of the least accessible places in the pre-house. So we took the spare tire out of the back and put it down here because we don't need it very often, but it's there for emergencies. Also down here we keep our cookware in this bag, and we keep our tent for when we backpack down here. We also keep car stuff down here, an emergency shovel, umbrella, snow wipe, things like that. And the last thing we keep on this side is our window covers. We got these custom window covers that we made ourselves for the pre-house. They are styrofoam insulation with a little bit of reflective stuff on the side. Before we move on, I want to talk about this platform. It's just some pieces of plywood that have been upholstered with some outdoor carpet material. This material is also down here. This is where the seats used to be. Underneath here is the car. There's a lot of sensitive cables, and I believe the fuel lines are down there. So we've covered those with a little bit of plastic and then topped it off with some carpet to keep it safe. All right, so this is the main storage area of the pre-house. Underneath our sleeping bags is an old sleeping pad that we use to keep it level back here. Underneath that, we have our clothing. When we're driving around, we stuff the sleeping bags underneath this mesh here to keep that area clear and make it look neater inside here. And then down here, here's our clothes. If we're just going on a quick camping trip, probably don't need this much space for a weekend per se. Underneath the clothing, we've got a sitting area. These 3 wooden slats are just perfect for sitting on, watching the sunset from the back of the pre-house. And then what we also store down here is things like our camp chairs. They fit nicely down there. Trekking poles go nicely right here. And then underneath these wooden slats, which are just sitting there, storage for various junk that we don't use very often, maybe dirty clothes. Got a water bottle down here that I was stowing right there. But really, with the spare tire gone, there is so much more space down here. On either side of the trunk back here is a nice little hole in the wall. It's a great place for us to put our day packs, things that we use often. Just go right there. They're out of the way when we're sleeping at night, but they're still handy and easy to access. So back here are these tiny little windows that all the Priuses have. The passenger side one is kind of important because it helps with the blind spot, but the driver's side one is completely useless. So what I've done is I've made both of them into a little storage area for things that you might need often, like deodorant. I have a glasses case on my side. Maybe I'll keep a toothbrush and toothpaste in there. Bug spray. Joey's side has a door, which I did not do on my side. It's got a little mirror to look at himself. And let's see, he's got deodorant on his side. So the best part of the pre-house is our tent. We keep the tent stored down here, right underneath this backpack. And it fits over the trunk and it gives us way more headspace and makes us feel far less claustrophobic. All right, now I'll put it up. As you just saw, this tent is super easy to set up. It only takes a couple of minutes. One person can do it pretty easily, and with two, it takes half the time. It's great because it's got these windows on the side that allow the air to pass through, but we can close them up if we don't want the air to pass through, if it's cold. This entire thing can be a screen door, or we can close in the tent material too. It keeps it a little bit warmer in here. We get compliments about this thing wherever we go. Every campground we've been in, people have come up and told us that it was cool, which is great. We love it because it gives you a lot of headroom. At night, sometimes we play cards back here. You can't really get your head all the way up in the main compartment of the Prius, so this is definitely a must. It's not waterproof, but it's okay in a light rain. And even sometimes when it rains, we'll just kind of pull the trunk in a little bit so that it doesn't come in the sides or get blown in this way. It's resistant, but it's definitely not waterproof. So I put in all but one of our window coverings that I made. They have this reflective material on one side, styrofoam on the other, so they can prevent all three types of heat transfer. They go right into these windows, just like that. Super easy to put in and take out. They kind of take up some space, but it's a trade-off that we accept to get the warmth in or the cold out. I can alternate the sides that they're on. So if I want the styrofoam side out and the reflective side in, I can do that. And they're also great because they block out all the light in the car, and we also have a cover for the front too. Our dog has issues with lights coming into the vehicle at night, freaks him out, so it needs to be pitch black in here, and these things are perfect for that. They're not stealthy, but we don't normally stealth camp. We normally just camp in campgrounds. So down here is our fridge, our food storage. We have a cooler down here that we keep water that we want to keep cold inside there, food that we don't want to melt, like chocolate, vegetables, really any food at all, because it also keeps the smells concealed from wild animals and keeps all of our food in one place. We also store our backpacking backpacks down here, and then behind here there's plenty of more storage for us to put other things. So I just recently got these things. They're little car garbage cans. I'm not gonna use it for that though. They're great to have just a little bit of storage at night. We can just fling them around to the other side. Maybe put your phone in them, something like that. On my side, I keep my nighttime socks. These are my insulated socks because my feet get really cold at night. And then right here in the middle, we have some more storage. We just have these little mesh baskets. We keep lights in there, headlamps, just maps, things like that we want to have up here, or that we just have a place to throw it, keep it out of the way. It also keeps our dog from climbing into the front seat. When we're driving, he's back here, free to roam. And this prevents him from being able to get up in our business. There's still a few more things that we want to do to the pre-house. For one, we need more storage. We want to get a rooftop cargo bag, not something that you need a roof rack for, just one of those things that you strap down, mostly to put an inflatable kayak into, maybe the spare tire. I don't know, we'll have to think about it. And some fishing gear would also go in there. Another thing we want to do is get an inverter for the car. I'm not sure if we would got one that goes into the 12-volt port, or one that we hook up to the battery. We need something to be able to charge our cameras easily in the car. They don't have adapters for them. And then we also want to get a safe for the car or something along those lines, because we take our cameras with us a lot and they're not worth that much. So it'd be nice if we had something that we could store those things in when we leave them in the car that would deter someone from taking them. So if you're looking for something economical to use as a camper, or if you're looking for something to be like your micro camper van, even though it's not a van, look no further than the Prius and turn it into your pre-house. Thanks for watching.